Emotional regulation. Use of emotional labeling, emojis. This is one activity I would like to advise all the teachers. Please prepare the emojis, emotional faces. In that also my recommendation is first use positive emotional labeling. We called it as emotional labeling, emotional literacy. So emotional vocabulary is very important because these kids sometimes goes blunt. They don't have emotions, so they cannot emotionally express also. So when you take happy, excited, wow emotions and teach them, they learn it on a faster pace in comparison to for the negative ones. And as far as the strategies are concerned, we also guide to the parents and teachers that first use all the positive emotional labeling, vocabulary literacy, and then you go for the more complex or negative sadness or anger, those kind of things. Now low arousal approach, same. What is low arousal approach? We just have gone through organized, calming environment. Low arousal approach means the same, that you have to use some stress buster calming activities. So you can use breathing techniques, you can use yoga postures, you can use and ask your child for back count. So all these are arousal approach, right? Rather than yelling, shouting, giving punishment, negative statement, all those are too alerting and overwhelming for your student. Now these are all calming kids. See, squeezy ball, clay is there, then different kind of textures he can walk on, soft line, crass line, sometimes rough textures calm some of the students. Then a different kind of lights, soothing lights. It should not be very much colorful or alerting. It should be soothing, yellowish, whitish, slowly, the speed of changing the mode also. So those calming kits you prepare, and again with the tray or a tub, you can use labeling it, calming kit, and whenever you are feeling your child is disturbing the class and he is overwhelmed, anxious, bring that calming kit and propose him to play with the calming kit. Or you can have a small corner. For example, this corner is there with so many things there, utensils. You can create space there and you can write down calming, quiet space, calming space. So coping strategies. Coping strategies is like physical coping, relaxation coping, social coping, thinking coping. So what is physical coping? Now you are able to understand. Physical environment. So in the physical environment, it should be calming, organized, less of distraction. You can use calming kit, stress ball, squeezy ball, bigger Costco ball where the child can, move to and fro, a rocking chair. These are all physical coping strategies. So such as weight bearing, yes, weighted jackets, weighted cuff also play a very good role in calming down, because it is scientifically said that when we put the weights on the body of the kid, it gives the calming stimulation to the perceptive system of our body, which is very much responsible sensory system to organize the brain of your child to get him calmer for learning activities. I don't know till now if the special need kids are coming to your school or somebody is coming with the weighted jackets. I recommend to lots of my kids who are going into the normal school, some kids get organized and calm down and some are not. It's not good for all. Now relaxation strategies, breathing exercises, sitting in a quiet place. So you have to provide that quiet place to your student. Then listening to the music, muscle relaxation, visualization script, anything as far as you can explore and need-based you can give to your student. Then social coping is asking for help, for the opportunity to take the break from the social environment, talking to the teachers, spending time with friends. So thinking coping skills are their emotional experience towards, they can involve in some drawing, pasting, origami. So all these gives them the opportunity to express their angerness or their anxiousness on paper with colors. Feel and safe environment. So whenever anyone goes into the anxious state. Now why these kids are anxious? Do they really have anxiety disorder? No. So what happens is, if the environment is not favorable and comfortable, they get overwhelmed by it and anxiety develops. Why? Because the stress hormone. Why? Cortisol is the stress hormone which is secreted whenever we are anxious, or we are uncomfortable. So now these hormones create three things: fight, flight, or freeze. Now what is fight? Fight response, outburst, angerness, all of the sudden, and teacher is like, the child was perfectly okay when in the morning he was in the queue, he attended the assembly, something has happened all of the sudden, my kid went into the fight mode. Now when you are seeing your child into the fight mode, means he will be more aggressive towards other kids, or he may outburst in any sense, maybe lots of flapping or making of lots of vocal sounds and anything which he is into the overwhelmed state is the fight mode. Now what is flight mode? Your student will avoid everything. He'll escape from environment. All of the sudden you are giving some lecture or rhyme activity, circle time, lunch time. All of the sudden he is refusing to open the tiffin. All of the sudden the child is refusing to go into the classroom or transit somewhere. Or the parents are complaining, since 3 days, ma'am, I don't know, something has happened in the school. My child is refusing or to come to the school. So whenever this avoiding means flight response. Your child is anxious because of something. What is that something? That trigger, you have to find it out. Your parents have to find it out. Now the freeze. Child will not react. Sitting on the chair, all of the sudden teacher showed something on the screen which was very colorful or fearful or very interesting as well. But this created anxiety, cortisol, again this viscous circle of stress, bringing your child into the freeze state. Now sensory optimization. So in my last training session, I have explained about sensory processing difficulties based on 8 senses, right? You remember? Now again, 2 things are there. If you remember what I told, the child could be overreactive, the child could be underreactive. So if the child is overreactive, means he is very sensitive to any small particular sensory input also. For example, even if you are touching your child, he will show the expression as he is overwhelmed because of pain, even though there is no pain. So it is overreactivity to any kind of sensory stimuli. Now coming to underreactivity, your child will not register anything. Even you are just trying to involve your student into the class activity, you are dragging him, you are explaining, you are giving all clear expectations also. The child is showing like the behavior is, I am not going to do this activity, means he is not registering it, he is not ready to initiate it, he is not ready to involve in that activity or environment. So low registration. So what we need to do? First we have to have this knowledge whether my child is becoming overreactive or underreactive, because the same child could be overreactive to one sense and underreactive to other sense. Based upon the under or overreactivity, what the responsibility of a teacher again is to enhance your learning skills for your student. To get that done, sensory optimization should be there. What is sensory optimization? Whether it is under or whether it is over, you have to bring both of them here at the optimal level. That is sensory optimization. So what you need to do, again you have to create a space where you can give sensory diet in the form of calming kit. You can give physical space where less distraction is there. You can create the sensory room for your child where every kind of textures, every kind of smell, lights, visual, 8 senses, whatever is there, you can place there. I am not saying to give sensory integration therapy to your child, but here the focus of the teacher is to enhance the learning, to enhance the participation in the learning activities in the classroom, to cooperate, to build up that rapport with your student, to involve in the classroom activity. For that only you have to know, you should have the concept of sensory diet, you should have the concept of calming space, you should have the concept of quiet room, quiet space, right? Now proprioceptive input, just now I told that this is proprioceptive system is one of the system of our body which mainly depends upon the pressure, right? Giving pressure, having body awareness that I am standing, I'm sitting on the floor, I'm sitting on the chair, this much I have to bend. So all these relationship, the spatial relationship we call body awareness is coming from this proprioceptive system. right? Now this stimulation you have to give. For that, weighted cuffs, weighted bands, weighted jackets, weighted blanket under the supervision, because the weight is important here. If your child is 20 kg, right, and you are giving a weighted jacket of suppose 4 kg, wrong, very wrong. So whenever you feel your student is going very much away from the sensory optimization, something is wrong, we are not getting it, you can always take the help from the rehab or an occupational therapist. You can just write down the points which are the concern need based, and we can recommend that, right? So proprioceptive input, how you will give? You can use it sometimes, some simple pressure. Okay, calm down, calm down. I'm getting that you are getting overwhelmed. Okay, you want to go home, but you are continuously giving pressure for 5-10 minutes into the calming environment. Is you can take them, you can ask your nannies and ayammas also to take into the sensory room and just calm down the child, have light music with the kid, and once he will feel okay out of the tantrums or meltdown, then he can resume the activity or the classroom thing. Increase the sensory input for those who requires it. So again, how you will know? Through the need based, as in the last session we told, there is a checklist, you have to check that list, and based on that, if you feel that my child requires more pressure, so every time teacher cannot leave the class and go to give the proprioceptive sense, but at least you should have a way of filtering it out to know what is the trigger behind the behavior. On the basis, maybe he is needing the more sensory input, so we have to give. For example, if your child is behaving good at music, so many of the teachers says, "Arey Baba, in the classroom every time we can't play music now according to that particular child," but that is a need of your student. So again, you have to separate a bit. You can sometimes noise cancellation headphones, you can ask with the parent that we will make him sit, because he is getting overwhelmed with the classroom where lots of students and lots of teachers are there, discussions or group activities going on. He can put the noise cancelling headphones. Calming breaks, again, many schools said we are not allowing the kid to go out of the classroom, but again that is a decision from the school people. But my advice again is, when you are seeing now your student's body is requiring that, and the sitting tolerance of your student is not 35 minutes or 20 minutes of your one session of a class, please break it into step, allow and make him sit for 10-12 minutes, and for the another 8 minutes again prepare a calming space and let him go there. Now provision of quiet room and space for lunch also. Then increase the tolerance of sensory stimuli by gradually increasing the exposure to sensory input causing overreactivity or avoidance. So you have to see where the sound is disturbing your child, touch is disturbing your child, this mat texture is disturbing your child, hot and cold is disturbing your child, AC is disturbing your child. So all those things, whatever is disturbing, we have to give also. No, we don't have to make our student overprotective and never always give them what they need. No. So it is called desensitization. If the child is getting overwhelmed or avoiding any particular kind of stimulus in your classroom, so make him sit for 30 seconds with that. For example, he is avoiding this trolley. So every time, initially once you are able to understand this trolley is the trigger. Whenever I am bringing it, my child is getting triggered. So initially you are showing through the non-gestural and posture, okay, I am removing it. Second day, for 30 seconds you are bringing this stimulus, then you are removing it. Next, after 2-3 days, you are bringing it for 40 seconds, removing it. So this is desensitization, because slowly and slowly you have to increase that avoidable sensory input into the kids' way of living or into the classroom. Now this is all the all into one thing, that what you need to do till now, what are the strategies I have told you. You have to put it into the point, like make the classroom environment fun, playful, well known to the child. Add 5 minutes of meditation, calming breaks, calming activities, or your timetable every day before starting of the class. This is very important point. Like if the class is going to start, you need some settlement period. Lots of sounds are there, kids are here and there, bags, water bottles, so many things are there. And in that time period, your child gets overwhelmed. Now full class gone. So it's better as soon as the child is coming, either lots of physical energy activity into the classroom, you can just model it, your student, or you send him to the calming area, so that you will settle with all other students and your child is there in the calming space, and then you can call up when your classroom is all settled well. Then present the information visually to teach in the class to help the child in developing attention, eye contact, adaptation to change, age appropriate learning, listening skills. After getting all the strategies into the place as maximum as possible to use them, you're able to understand that you have to visually teach your kid into the classroom about the sitting tolerance, eye contact and other social interactive behaviors which are acceptable, right? Then develop socialization communication skills, include activities that promotes greeting, sharing, turn taking, waiting time, participation in different circle time like dance, rhyming activities, which will help in verbal and physical imitation. Do not force the child into anything. Let him observe and initiate by himself. Now there are many other different concerns, as I said, sensory, behavior, cognition, delayed speech, which require some professional help as such. So these professionals are occupational therapists, psychologists, speech therapists, special educators, shadow teachers, because these professionals could help you in a better way. So they take the consultation, then they assess and evaluate. As I have given you the autism checklist, we also have many other different kind of detailed checklist with us, and on the basis of that we diagnose and then give the treatment plan based upon the researches, evidence and medical marks. So now to the parents, guidance which is provided by the school to the parents. Arrange a meeting with the parents having all the concerns of the child. Calmly make them understand the difficulties faced by their child and guide them the next step required. Make them aware about helping the professionals and their importance, and assure them with your full support towards their child and towards improving and enhancing the learning skills. Thank you. Happy? Oh, it's finished.